Welcome to a new edition of the Famous Interviews with Joe Dimino. On this episode, we talk with film and television actor, rapper, artist, and Warzone Comics spokesperson, Prince George. Along with being the spokesperson for a company called Warzone, he is the voice behind the podcast, the #1 print show of the Airwaves podcast. He was born and raised in LA and rose to international stardom with his breakout role as himself in a 1997 film. And he studied filmmaking at Media One, Comcast, Time Warner Studios, and The King Show. After college, Prince George broke into the entertainment industry, and he's never looked back. Enjoy this interview.
Hey, Prince George, it's Joe Dimino. How are you?
I am blessed, brother. How are you doing?
I'm excellent, man. Thank you for taking a minute out today.
Yep.
So before we get into your very busy existence on this planet, I want to know first and foremost, I want to address the elephant in the room with COVID the last 3 years. It really worked on all of us in its own way. How did you survive that 3-year time period now that the world's waking up? And how has it changed the way that you live your life and conduct business now?
To be honest, it didn't change much, to be honest. Because I already have a home-based studio. I already have a home-based office as well. So I already had made the transition to be at home in my own studio. So it didn't change much as far as being at home. I was already conditioned to either being either or, like at home or out in the field. So it didn't change the way I technically operated as a company. I already had a website. It just made me more, connect the projects together more though.
So let's get to the heart and soul of exactly what you do for a living. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of grade school kids at a career day, let's say second, third graders. One of the kids looks up and asks you, what do you do for a living? How do you answer that child?
I'm a spokesman and an artist for a comic book and entertainment company called Warzone Comics.
Right on. So you also, you're an artist in your own right too. You're a actor, rapper, and an artist as well.
I mean, yeah, I do all the entertainment arts, but if you want to be technical, outside of everything else, I do all other things as well. I do music and all other stuff. Yes, I do. But again, if you want to be technical and make it easier for everybody to understand, I would say it that way. I would technically tell you, I'm a spokesman, an artist, and things for a spokesman for a comic book entertainment company to make it easier for everybody to digest quicker, easier.
Absolutely. So when you were in the third grade, what was your dream growing up? What did you want to be?
Basically, my dream is what I'm doing technically right now. I've always wanted to be an artist of some sort. And as I grew, I just wanted to I think when I became later, I just wanted to be a commercial artist. So basically what I'm doing right now is pretty much what I wanted to do when I was younger as well.
So let's go back to your childhood. Tell me where you were born and raised and how some of these seeds got into you to want to be an artist and to want to promote and to want to live this life that has grown into who you are now.
I've always wanted to be an artist. I have no idea. It's just who I am as a person. I've always wanted to be an artist since I can remember. My grandparents, like it or not, they encouraged the idea of being an artist. Grandmother used to always buy comics for holidays, birthdays, and Christmas and things of that nature. So I was always around comics, and I've always wrote stories and wrote music younger. So I've always done what I've always been doing.
So what was the first comic or character growing up that you read or got involved with that really inspired you, that you've always loved?
As far as DC Comics, it's Batman. As far as Marvel Comics, it's Spider-Man. And as far as Image Comics, it's Spawn.
Right on. So who's been kind of a role model or a hero for you in your life?
I have several, to be honest. I have a producer, my mentor, who is also a producer, writer, and artist. named Professor Da Vinci, which most people, if you are keen to the cable show scene back from 1997 to like present, then you'll probably know who he is. As far as cable shows and radio shows and movies and things of that nature. Also, I've also have a mentor named Larry Newson, who taught horticulture and during high school, who's also a writer, who's been deceased for a bit. And also I have a protege named Vicky Hernandez. If anybody know me, for the most part, would know Vicky Hernandez, or shortly known as Vicky, who had her own show called The Vicky Show, who's always been a guest on my show as well, called Prince George Show. I did a cable show for 6 years, and currently I do a podcast. I've done a podcast on regular radio and also have a podcast on Apple Podcasts. So people who know Vicky as well. Those are just some of my examples and people I like to be around and work with and stuff.
So if you can meet anybody alive on the planet right now and spend some time with them, who would it be?
If I ever got an opportunity to hang out with anybody, to technically talk to and get wisdom from, my person that I would technically say that I would like to sit down and talk to, be more of, is Will Smith.
Every day you wake up, you have a goal, you have things that you want to do. What is the motivator? What gets you out of bed and gets you through the day to do what you want to do as a host of a podcast and as a rep for comics and everything that you do as an artist and a creative?
The thing that gets me out of bed every morning is a new day. I mean, it's a new day to inspire myself, inspire other people, to entertain people, and to have fun. It's not, pretty much.
So, of all of the things that you've accomplished up to this point in your life, what are you the proudest of?
I'm excited about everything. I think realistically, most people look at what I do as a profession. All the things you named that I do as a profession, it all stemmed from me doing comic books. It didn't stem, or me being an artist in generality. People know what I do and what I've been doing and everything I've accomplished. So, just again, going back to the idea of me helping other people and working and being in the right place at the right time and people knowing the gift, it goes back to the biblical scripture. Use the little things, the little gift I've given you, I'll give you more abundantly. But you don't use the gift I've given you, I'll take it away from you. And I've been blessed to be able to use the gift that I have of art and open doors everywhere else.
So everyone out there has a perception of you, an idea of who they think you are, your family, your friends, clients, colleagues, but ultimately you live your life. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
I'm a well-rounded person, pretty much. I put my pants on one leg at a time like everyone else. I just technically be a person who just loves the idea of doing art. I'm a well-rounded person for the most part.
So
and I'm God-fearing.
Right on. So for all of the work that you've done, all of the things that you created, what's been the best fan letter, client response, success story, so to speak?
The best response I've gotten a gentleman. It was just one of them, of course. It was a guy. I was doing a cable show called the Prince George Show that I produced from 2002, June of 2002 to, I would say, 2012 or something, and which we're relaunching soon. And I had just finished shooting the show, and I went home to hang out with my family and things of that nature. And a guy called during the World Series. And instead of him watching the World Series to hang out with his family and to enjoy the World Series, he called my office and was enjoying the show that we had produced and released that week. And even I was shocked because I was expecting everybody else to be watching the World Series, including him. And I asked him about it, and he was like, no, I take the World Series, I watch it later, but I never miss an episode of your show. And I was like, wait, okay. And it was kind of just like mind-blowing to me.
So, Prince George, if anyone out there wants to learn more about you, anything pertaining to your world of work and creativity, where's the best place on the web for them to go?
I would tell most people you can go to Warzone Comics, WZC.com, which is our website, and everything you want to know about the company, know about me, know about anything, all the projects that we're working on is actually online. And all of our social media pages are connected to it. If you're on social media, you can go to everything, all of the social media platforms is under Warzone Comics.
Perfect, man. Prince George, thank you for opening up. Thanks for your time today. Best of luck with everything, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to another famous interview with Joe Dimino, where we cover the world of art, literature, business, spirituality, music, and more from around the globe. If you want to hear more interviews, visit the Famous Interviews with Joe Dimino channel on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thanks again for listening, and until next time.